Hi. Welcome to our show.
Well, hi, everybody!
Coming to you somewhat live and semi-weekly from the Quad M World Headquarters located in Helena's scenic North Valley, it's the Quad M Show. Here are your hosts, TJ and Marty.
Mr. Marty, how we doing, bud?
We're good. We're real good.
It's been, what, 2 weeks? You know, it's
been a few weeks.
It's weird that, you know, we've actually had 3 weeks and 3 shows.
That is weird.
July and August were no friends of ours.
No, they weren't. There's a lot of busy shit going down.
Well, you know, schedules be what they are, and people got to do shit, you know, and it just be what it be.
Yeah.
I'll give you kids a little warning and a heads up. There won't be a show next week.
No.
Because I will be out of town Saturday, and Sunday will be football and packing for the road.
Yeah.
Because, you know, now, once again, doing the abatement thing,
Yeah.
my weeks are pretty much living in a hotel and destroying things.
Yeah.
That's pretty much how my weeks go. Speaking of, sir, how was your week, dude? Any fun shenanigans or anything going on?
No, just worked, building homes, siding homes, you know, bidding on homes, and all that good jazz. Yeah. Finally worked a couple shifts in the bar, took kind of a hiatus from that for a while. But
Yeah, it was nice seeing you back in.
Yeah.
Back in there.
it's good to be back in.
You know.
Lots of people said they missed me. It made me feel good.
Yeah. Was one of them that old fat bastard that I wanted to that
One of them was, yeah.
that irked me the other. Oh God.
Yep.
I don't know why I bring it up. The fucking the blood pressure's starting to fucking go
rise already.
Oh man, yeah. Well, you know the thing. I know specifically, like I always thought he was a douchebag, you know, just a loudmouth douchebag.
Yeah.
But it was the one magical day. I don't remember specifically what song or whatever, but there was a song playing, you know, because we, you know, you have your 80s music playing that we all sit there and have our little sing-alongs and, you know, all that shit too. And he was trying to figure out who the fuck was singing the one song, and I said who it was, and he fucking looks at me and goes, I was talking to Marty.
Oh, good for you.
And I'm like, excuse me, you fucking prick?
Calm down, ma'am.
You dick.
Yeah, exactly. You better fucking take that bass out of your voice fucking talking to me. And then him and Jamie, I don't know what was he, because he was wearing a Packers shirt, and Jamie called it the,
Oh, you're wearing that gay pride shit.
Gay pride shirt.
hey, I do manual labor, don't talk to me like that. Fuck you, just because you're working in gay porn jerking off some guy named Manuel, don't tell me shit.
Manual labor.
When was the last time he actually fucking did any heavy lifting? If he had a big old cow wife, I could probably make a joke there, but his wife is actually pretty decent.
She's cute.
Seems like a nice gal.
She is.
Which,
she's super nice.
You know, why is it the nice gals always go for assholes?
I don't know. It's weird.
I could ask any of my exes, but I don't talk to any of them, so I can't get the verbatim on that one. So.
Could do it's that movie with John Cusak where he fucking talks to all his ex-girlfriends. High Fidelity?
I have no idea. Yeah. I can only name 2 John Cusack movies off the top of my head.
Really?
Yeah. Well, maybe 3. Which one is it where he's holding the fucking boombox over his head playing Peter Gabriel? I want to say Love. It's not Love Actually.
No, it's not Love Actually. It's some kind of. I want to say some kind of love show though.
Yeah. Well, I mean, yeah, but see, that's why I say kind of maybe 3. No, Better Off Dead, which is, you know, one of those hilarious under the radar movies from the 80s. Because his best friend is Booger. You know, the guy that played Booger on the road.
Yes.
And there was that fucking kid that kept chasing after him because he wanted his $2.
$3, $2. That fucking newspaper boy.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then Grosse Point Blank.
That was a good movie too.
Where he's like the fucking hitman that goes back to his high school reunion. That was kind of always the running joke there. Yeah. Long time listener, first time caller.
Yeah, I want to say it's High Fidelity. He owns a record store and his love life sucks.
Yeah.
He's trying to figure it out, so he fucking contacts all his ex-girlfriends and stuff. But that's the movie that fucking what's his name? Tim Robbins is in it, and he's like dating his ex-girlfriend or ex-wife or something, and John Cusack's like, "Get your fucking patchouli stench out of my store." I fucking love that quote.
Goddamn dirty hippies.
Yeah, Tim Robbins. He's kind of like business, but he has like a little tiny ponytail. And Jesus, fucking love that quote. Get your goddamn patchouli stench out of my store.
Get the fuck out. Well, my little
how about
week.
your week?
Oh boy. You know, the beautiful thing about the the work that we do, sometimes, you know, there's actually people in homes, and you get to meet Americana.
Yeah.
You know, you get to go out there, and I'm not going to name the specific town that we're working in.
Mm-hmm.
If you want to think of things like, you know, python sidewinders and, you know, black adders and that type of stuff, maybe you might have an idea as to what city in Montana that I'm talking about.
Yeah. I have an idea.
But you know, it's one of those towns. You know, it's a town that was based on the mining.
Yep.
You know, that's that region.
Oh yeah.
And I've been there a couple times, not really have gone into the heart of the town or anything like that. So I tend to have a preconceived notion as to what I think of this town is. You know, not to shit all over it or anything, but, you know, a very blue collar, old tar paper shanties. everybody that claims residency has a case of the black lung.
I think I'm getting the black lung, Bob.
Well, the first house we worked on did not disappoint.
No.
Yes. I mean, it was like the siding on this house was like roofing tiles.
Ooh.
Like literally the tar old school roofing tiles on the side of the house. I'm like, okay, this is, I hate to say it, but it reminded me kind of my grandfather's house.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, not, you know, but again, it was just, you know, that, again, the old mining town type deal. And the two people that lived there, they were nice, salt of the earth folk. Mm-hmm. You know, the guy, he used to be a mechanic or something along those lines. He's retired now, but what he'll do is he'll go and, you know, help people out, that type of deal. And you know, someone wanted to get like their fucking spark plugs changed, and the garage was going to charge them like fucking $80 or $120 just, you know, out of fucking labor. It was like, you bought spark plugs, I'll do it for $20.
Yeah.
I'm like, really? 20? It's like, hey, it's $20 more than what I had yesterday. It's like, hey, all right, cool. You know, on that first day we were working, he was going down to Butte to go do something for him. He was like, yeah, since I'm driving, I'll charge him $30. You know, I'm like, all right, you know, so, you know, very, very cool, nice guy.
Yeah.
And the wife, apparently her big hobby and side hustle is rabbit breeding. and there's a lot of them, and it, as we fast forward now, this past week, now I know here in our fine city of Helena, really, from what my understanding, we didn't really get the shit weather until like Friday.
Yeah.
Friday, Saturday.
Wednesday it was kind of shitty, but yeah, Friday, Saturday it was real bad.
Yeah. Well, it had been snowing, sleeting, and raining off and on since Tuesday in this fine little hovel, little hamlet.
I can see it.
And so, but Wednesday was the worst.
Yeah.
I mean, it was just, you know, coming down. The ground was all taken up because they were going to do some reworking and all those types of things. The primary thing that we were there for was to take out insulation that was lined with lead and arsenic dust from the mines, right? Mm-hmm. And then you know, as part of the deal, they would go ahead and, you know, take out the front yards of the people that are willing and want to go through with it, and, you know, take off the topsoil, get rid of all the stuff, and put down new stuff. So they were doing a kind of a renovation type deal, you know, kind of help people out to get that shit out of there. And so in this yard, I mean, it was touch and go as to whether you're going to have any solid footing or whether you're going to be in a fucking sinkhole ankle deep in mud. Well, two of the guys are up in the attic, And it was an outside access. That's very important because I'm outside in the shit.
Yeah.
Right? Ladder, access, they're up in, vacuuming, taking all the shit out. My dad had to run to the fucking hardware store to go get something. I don't remember specifically what it was. So here I am, outside, rain, sleet, snow coming down. But, you know, I'm bundled up. I got my sweatshirt, got my coat over, you know, so I'm okay. I'm not freezing my ass off.
Yeah.
But, you know, but I'm stuck here.
Yeah.
And I'm a captive audience, and the gal comes up, and next thing you know, it's like Forrest Gump listening to Bubba talk about shrimp. Oh my God, you know, all my rabbits. I've got all these rabbits over here. I says, oh yeah, yeah. And my breeders, we got them all in a trailer up in the front. And then she starts naming off each of the rabbits, what breed they are, how many little baby bunnies they've shot out of their little bunny vagines. And, you know, it just starts going on and on and on about, you know, I got this type, but I need this and this. This is CB. I call her CB. That's short for cinnamon bear because she kind of looks like a cinnamon bear. And da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. And I made the mistake of saying, you know, if you're breeding these rabbits for slaughter, because I guess she sells them off so people can, you know, stew in rabbits or, you know, whatever. Hopefully maybe somebody buys them to actually keep as a pet.
Right.
You know, because these are, you know, she brought one out. And it was really just a cute little adorable black and white little baby bunny. And, you know, it's called. And my dad looks at it and he goes, you're going in the pot.
Mashed potatoes, gravy, and cranberry sauce.
Which I say, thank God rabbits don't understand English or you would have scarred this poor little bunny for life. But I made the mistake of if you're selling these off for slaughter and, you know, Haas and Pfeffer and footwear and all that type of stuff, why do you name them?
Yeah.
Whoa, well, I name them so I can keep better inventory on them because you see, da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Fuck. Okay, so yeah, it's like 45 minutes of listening to fucking the history of her rabbit and the rabbit breeding. And all that type of stuff. Now I know why Elmer and Yosemite Sam want to shoot these little fuckers. But one of the funniest things was when we were first getting our shit set up, right? Mm-hmm. You've got, like, it's basically almost just like a little alcove because these are like cookie cutter style houses. I mean, they're like right next to each other. You've got a front and a back yard type of thing, but there's ain't nothing on the side. Yeah. It's house touching house type of a deal.
Yeah.
And so we're trying to back up the roll-off dump trailer. For those of you who really aren't into the construction world, you know, you'll see these long beds with that are basically your dump trailers, and that's what we're talking about here. So we're trying to back it in from this alleyway to try to come into this backyard. It was touch and go, and it was a little sketchy.
Yeah.
Right? Now, the gal, here again, like I said, she had all of her, like, breeders up in the front in this trailer front, and the rest she took over her husband's garage. Mm-hmm. And this is how I know proof positive there was a lot of rabbits in the garage, because as the boss man was backing the trailer up, he caught the corner of the garage and, like, split this, like, 1x2 or 1x6 on the side. The old man didn't give a shit because there was already, like, a big hole on the fucking lower part of the garage. So he was like, hell, I don't know, God, I'll fix that. Don't worry about it. And my dad went and got a new 1x6 just to be decent.
Yeah.
But he was like, I don't give two shits. That's fine. But the trailer packs into you get this crutch, and all of a sudden the air is filled with the smell of scared rabbit shit. It literally went from, like, this wet earthen mud smell to like manure with the hint of alfalfa.
Bunnies don't poop eggs!
And I says, you literally, you have scared the shit out of these rabbits. You can hear
all these rabbits.
You can hear them, little rabbit screams kind of going on in the side. It was like rabbit Armageddon going on.
Probably like an earthquake to them. They're freaking out.
With a hint of alfalfa. But so then, and this kind of is where I use the analogy of outhouse to penthouse. So we wrap that up, you know, Monday or Tuesday, Wednesday. That was kind of this house. So then Thursday, Friday, we have the next house we're going to. And of course, I'm sitting here thinking, all right, you know, it's just going to be more of the same. Let's, you know, find out what quality little slice of Americana we're going to get on this one. I did not know that this town had actually like a money side of town, like a fancy part of town.
Yeah.
Because we pulled up into this house, and it was freaking huge. It was like all these like colonial style houses and all this type of stuff. And I'm like, okay, what do we got going on over here? This is pretty, and as we go in, knock on the door, we do all the thing. I look at the two guys on the crew and I says, don't fucking touch anything. Nothing. I mean, this was just a beautiful house. Nice Persian carpets, vases right there as you come in, right there in the corner, the his and her golf bags.
Yeah.
Dining room off to the right, the sitting room, the conservatory.
The all white sitting room.
Yeah. We don't,
we never use that room.
We don't let those kind in there. And like the fucking, nice, beautiful cherry oak stairs with, again, the little Persian stair liner rug across. I'm like, oh my God, I don't even want to sneeze or fart in this.
Yeah.
Because it would devalue the property by hundreds of thousands of dollars. And we go up. And after we had everything set up, we put down like floor covering to make sure we weren't fucking up his nice carpets or anything like that. But we go up and we're checking out the attic and all this type of stuff, and I'm not going to say he was a hoarder, because it wasn't like crazy dirty, like you're not going to see this on an episode of that show on A&E. But it was clear this guy hadn't thrown anything out since like 1955. He was a collector.
Yeah.
And he eventually comes up and we're chatting with him, and he's a bit of an old hippie. And I think he had some sort of music background, because as we were taking boxes out of the attic to do our job, I saw like a couple of Xfinity studio monitor speaker boxes.
Oh, shit.
One, I think it was a Marantz loudspeaker system box. A lot of keyboard boxes. He would have stuff like office tools, clarinet written on the moving box. Office tools and a clarinet. So I'm and a lot of guitar cases. Again, it's private property, so you don't open up and look. But it was just the vibe that I was getting, and I never got a chance to talk to him about that because I didn't really seem to have that one-on-one. But what I did come to find out was that the house we were in was apparently. When the mine was still open, this was the house that they would give to like the superintendent to live in. Yeah. And it had been through like 5 superintendents by the time this guy bought the house. So and then he said the last one was there from like the mid 50s until the mid 80s. So you're figuring at 30 years, this house had to have been at least like 150 years old. Yeah. If you're kind of tracking the numbers that way, who knows? With health and safety standards, maybe there may have only been one. There might have been that one pope that lasted a day. I don't know. But so he was telling us the history on this house, and he says, this attic up here was kind of the party room apparently with one of these guys like back in the 60s and 70s. And I was like, well, really? He's like, over to that far end. They, the pool, they had a pool table over there. I says, and he says, that was that because you see all of the fixing up that had been done because you could see like all this patchwork that was on there. It's like, that's from all of the pool cues and people punching walls and all that. So I was like, God damn. But apparently the siding that was used on this is no longer made. Yeah. So they couldn't actually replace it with fresh version of it. So and of course that's when one of the boys was sitting down at one point, as we're kind of wrapping things up and we're waiting for the go over to occur. I says, you're probably fucking sitting in the orgy puddle right there. Oh God, oh God, oh God, oh God.
Yuckadoodle.
But so hopefully I'll get like that dichotomy here with this upcoming week. So I can have more great stories to tell, because other than that, really, kids, you don't want to hear about I went to work, then I went to the hotel room and fell asleep, and then I got up and ran and then went back to work. There's my week.
That was a good week.
Stay tuned for the Frenchie Sanford Award. So you gotta have a little bit of story time to kill.
I hear you.
All right, well, let's go ahead here and we will take a break. We will come back. Stay tuned. Squad M Show.
Stick around.
Have you checked out quadmproductions.com lately? QuadMProductions.com is your direct access hookup to order the Enigma comic book series and download the Quad M Show podcast. Check the appearances page for upcoming events and contact us with any questions or comments. Don't be the only lonely soul who's missing out on all the fun. Visit us today at QuadMProductions.com. That's QuadMProductions.com.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is Marty, the official bartender of the Quad M Show, and I'd like to be your bartender too. If you're in the Helena area, stop by and visit me at the Gold Dust Bar and Casino on Cedar Street on Wednesday nights, or Bowser's on Dredge Drive, Friday and Saturday nights. Use the special discount code given out during the next segment on your next visit and get a free drink courtesy of myself and the Quad M Show. I'm Marty, and I like to party.
You're listening to the Quad M Show, Segment 2.
Welcome back to the second segment of this here Quad M Show. Again, we are your hosts. I am TJ.
And I'm Marty.
Welcome back to the show.
And this segment is brought to you in part by Mirror Salon and Spa. Now, I know you folks are seeing those at pics online, and you're saying to yourselves, damn, how does TJ get that awesome hair? Well, you know, a very small part of it's genetics. The big credit, however, goes to Shauna and all the fine folks over at Mirror. Now, if you're in the Helena area, make that reservation today to get all of your hair, nail, or spa needs met. Walk-ins and Martys are always welcome.
Always.
Get on in there, mention the Quad M Show, tell them we sent you, get yourself $5 off any service they provide. What are you waiting for? Get on in there. Give them a call today, 406-603-0644, or stop on in, 2043 North Last Chance Gulch in Helena. That is Mirror Salon Spa.
Very good. Check them out.
So they're on the E there for all of our friends south of the border.
See?
¿Dónde estás aquí? Oh, DJ, you got some damn fine hair, man. How do you get that? Mirror, Salon Spa, eh?
Salon Spa.
Oh. Fantastico, amigo. Muy buena. Look at me with my fine hair. You wish you had hair like this? It's very easy to get hair like this. Listen to what the man on the Quad M Show say.
He speak of many truths.
Fine. Muy caliente, chiquitas, cut the hair. Why, yes, I do get a pedicure. Why do you ask? You know who doesn't get pedicures? Who? The Fred G. Sanford Award for Excellence in Stupidity.
Yeah.
Moron.
You're a moron.
Idiot.
Idiot.
Dullard.
You're always this stupid, or did you take lessons?
The FGS Award for Excellence in Stupidity.
Well, you know, since we're kind of on a little bit of a tight schedule this week, because we're recording Sunday, and I got to hit the road, so it's going to be record, edit, and get the fuck out of town.
Yep.
I only got one this week.
Okay.
But it's a doozy.
Yeah.
It's a good one.
I'm sure it is. They usually are.
So an Ohio man who says he was trying to punish his daughter without spanking her is now being charged with inducing panic after he scared her using a killer clown mask.
Oh, Jesus.
Police say 25-year-old Vernon Barrett Jr. put on the mask and began chasing his 6-year-old daughter, according to the Washington Post. Barrett Jr. allegedly began chasing the girl outside of their apartment shortly before 10 p.m. The young girl was apparently so frightened by the mask that she fled to a nearby car and jumped inside, where she told a woman in the car she was being chased by a clown. Barrett arrived at the car and removed the girl from inside while still wearing the mask. The woman in the car called the police, but before they arrived, the girl ran away from her dad again and to a neighbor's apartment. The neighbor, Santiago, said the girl was frightened and that he observed Barrett outside of the apartment, still wearing the mask.
Help me! Somebody help me!
Father of the Year award.
Just as a quick aside, the poor woman in the car.
Right?
Do you think she shit her pants before or after she made the call to the cops?
Definitely during.
You know, here she is sitting in her car listening to the latest episode of the Quad M Show, having a good old time. Oh, that Marty, life just keeps shitting in his hat. Oh, boy. Oh, what's wrong, little girl? Like, clown Jesus fucking Christ. Oh, my God. Where were we? Oh, yeah. So Santiago allegedly grabbed his gun and fired a shot, but it wasn't clear whether or not he shot at Barrett directly.
Wow.
When police arrived, they found the two men arguing with one another as Barrett was still wearing the fucking mask and the girl was not coming outside. Police eventually determined what happened before arresting and charging Barrett with child endangerment and inducing public panic.
Well, no shit.
Santiago was also charged, but he was charged with using weapons while intoxicated.
It's fucking Ohio.
This is
It's 10 o'clock. Of course I'm going to have a buzz on.
well, you know, I mean, Jesus Christ. What do you expect? The fucking, you know, when the two teams you got in your state is the fucking Bengals and the Browns.
Oh, God.
You're going to be wearing clown masks and shooting at people. That's just how it
And drunk.
Oh, the girl was placed in the custody of Barrett's girlfriend. Oh.
Page 2.
Page 2.
Now, page 2.
Shit, there we go. All right, so coincidentally, the girl's mother is currently in prison for child endangerment as well, after she was convicted on stepping on the girl and breaking her ribs.
Jesus.
Because of her past physical abuse issues, it appears Barrett was trying to find a different way to punish the child aside from physical punishment. No, we're just going to fucking emotionally scar you for the rest of your life.
Right?
Yes.
Say hello to therapy.
Ribs, those will heal.
Yeah.
This'll linger forever, honey.
Emotional scars last forever.
Barrett said due to this, he cannot discipline his daughter and reported that they have been having behavioral issues with the girl both at home and school. Read a portion of the police report. Barrett said that he decided to use the clown mask into scaring her to behave and that the prank just simply got out of hand.
Well, at some point you take the mask off, you fucking weirdo.
Well,
You don't
see.
just wander around, get
See.
shot at, rip girls out of people's cars. Oh, fucking wearing a mask. You fucking kidding me? Jesus.
Woogity boogity woogity boogity.
You know that movie It just came out too, so people are a little fucking high alert for clowns anyway.
Pardon me, ma'am. This is my little girl. Woogity boogity woogity boogity.
Boogie, boogie, boogie. Oh, Jesus. Fucking juggalos.
Who the fuck are you? Great Malenko. Yeah.
Great Malenko.
Juggalos.
I kind of want to say they started in Ohio. So.
No, they were Detroit.
Oh, okay.
You know, because they had that running feud with Eminem for a while there. Because what was it? I think one of the Juggalo posse pistol whipped one of Eminem's posse.
Yeah.
So that started a bunch of shit, and then there was that whole fucking song, you know, please don't hate me, but I've been fucking your mom boots lately. Because at the very end, peace out, Eminem. Whoa, snap dizzle. No, they're Detroit boys.
All right.
But
I knew it was somewhere Midwest over there.
but for the sake of this discussion, Juggalo, that shit's worldwide. Ohio Juggalo represent.
Juggalo represent.
Oh, so to you, clown mask enthusiast Vernon Barrett Jr., congratulations. You are the winner of this week's FGS Award for Excellence in Stupidity.
You dummy!
Well played, sir. Well played.
You want me to check your oil while I emotionally scar you for life, ma'am?
No, you got to tail that out.
Oh, God, dude. That fucking hurts now.
Maybe he forgot he was wearing the mask. So, you know.
How the fuck do you forget that you're wearing a fucking...
Cocaine's a hell of a drug.
Well, you got all right. Let's get into some hot takes.
News and notes from all four corners of the pop culture world.
And the sign gotta say hot! You gotta say hot! You gotta say hot!
It's time for some hot takes.
Oh, so we go from the funny to the maudlin a little bit here. Mm-hmm. As you know, the majority of us here on the show, we love us the wrestling.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah,
you know, especially the old school wrestling.
Yes,
current product I haven't
Classic.
watched in like 10 years. I haven't watched a shit in 10 years. But growing up, yeah, it was pretty much, you know, my Monday nights, it was a lock.
Oh yeah.
From the hours of 7 to 9, my ass was in front of the TV on the USA Network watching primetime wrestling.
Watching my stories.
Mm-hmm. Watching my male soap opera. And one of the co-hosts on that show, the two hosts were the late Hall of Famer Gorilla Monsoon, and his co-host, who it's not even arguably, he was the greatest manager of all time. You ask anybody in the business, out of the business, anyone who's actually a wrestling fan, there is nobody that's going to disagree with this. The greatest wrestling manager of all time, unfortunately, passed away this week in Bobby the Brain Heenan.
Yeah.
And doing a little bit of research there, and as you were, you know, focusing a little bit looky-loo in there too, he passed away at the age of 72.
Yeah.
And in the last, I'd say the last 15 years or so, you know, his health had been really declining. He had been diagnosed with throat cancer and had, for the most part, successfully fought it off. But when they had done the operations and everything to get that out of there, unfortunately, there were, you know, the ramifications where he ended up having to, you know, have jaw reconstruction and all that type of stuff. It was like the old, who was that movie critic? Roger Ebert.
Yeah.
Had the same thing, you know, happen with him. And so it was like a struggle. He was trying to relearn how to talk and use the jaw. And, you know, you could see in like later stuff where the jaw wasn't even there.
Yeah.
So it was just, you know, kind of flat face, but he was still in good spirits.
Yeah.
It was just, you know, it was more along the lines of communicating with hands and writing and that type of stuff. Mm-hmm. But he would still have, you know, great sense of humor. I was watching him doing a signing on, it was a YouTube. It was some convention where he was doing a signing, and then they say, you know, Bobby, can you give us something for the camera there? And he just flips him off, you know, flips him off, and then gives the wave. Shicky Heenan's, you know. So you know, he was still going to be, you know, he was still a funny Bobby the Brain Heenan.
Yeah.
But here in the last couple of years, he had a couple of falls. I think one fell out of bed and broke his hip. There was one he fell outside and like on a sidewalk or something and broke his shoulder. So you knew things were kind of happening. And you know, the last year, it's one of those things where, you know, on the downside, it's always sad when you lose your heroes. Mm-hmm. And Bobby Heenan to me was very much a hero for me. I mean, I always attest two sources of my sense of humor: my dad and Bobby the Brain Heenan.
Yeah.
You know, just the bitter, sardonic, you know, yeah, you know, I'm higher up on the scale than you, but I'm going to do a pratfall just so that way, no, you know, I'm really down on your level and all that type of shit. But, you know, it's sad and it's heartbreaking the fact that, you know, he's, as we all do, you know, eventually pass away. Mm-hmm. But on the good side though, it's nice to know that he's no longer suffering, you know, through the shit that he was having to go through. But how much of a fan of Bobby were you back in the old wrestling days?
I don't know if I was a fan of his. I mean, he was a great heel. He made you hate him. He did, and that's what I remember most about, like, watching him when I was little, and, like, when he would come on and be like, "Oh, I fucking hate this guy. He's such a dick. How can the ref never see the bullshit that he pulls? It's fucking stupid." But now getting older and looking back and just remembering, like, some of the stuff he said, and it's just like he was the greatest. It was a lot of
and a lot of the comedy that they did, and a lot of people sit there and don't appreciate the comedy bullshit. Mm-hmm. Even like I was watching some stuff, like Jim Cornette will sit there and repeatedly say he never watched WWF when he was working down south because he wasn't a fan of the comedy shit.
Yeah.
But he liked what Bobby Heenan was doing. He was the guy that could get away with it.
Yeah.
He could sit there and make you piss your pants laughing and then turn around and get so much fucking heat for the matches.
Yeah.
He was able to flip that coin, and he knew he could play that emotional fiddle like a Stradivarius.
Yeah.
But it was a different time back then because you could have a lot of like racial humor and all that type of thing.
Oh, yeah.
There was I was gonna try to find some sound bites to play, but unfortunately with time constraints and all that, I really didn't get to. There was, I don't know if you remember, but this was probably maybe around 87, early 88. Mm-hmm. They were doing these vignettes where, I don't know if you remember Don Morocco.
Oh yeah.
And Mr. Fuji.
Yep.
So they were doing TV shows, and you had like Fuji Vice and Fuji Bandito in the West, and Fuji General where they were working in a hospital. Did you ever see those?
They're not. Yeah,
I'll show them on the next break. I'll show them to you.
Okay.
Oh yeah, Fuji Vice with Don Morocco and fucking Fuji in the pastel shirt with the white coats, and Fuji General, the hospital. And there was this part on Primetime where Heenan and Monsoon were talking about it back and forth, and Monsoon sets him up. He says, "Yeah, so I heard they were going to do like Hollywood Fuji or something like that. They're going to film that in Beverly Hills. What happened there?" He says, "Oh," and he says, "Oh, well, Fuji, they won't let him into Beverly Hills after dark." But one of my personal favorite bits with Heenan, and this was right when I was getting into wrestling hardcore. Uh-huh. I think I started watching right around January of '89 because I remember clearly that they were whoring out the Royal Rumble.
Yeah.
Right. Mm-hmm. And so I remember that was when I was first getting into the wrestling and starting up.
Uh-huh.
Rick Martel's coming back for the Royal Rumble. Oh, and we got the pose down with Warrior and Rude and all that shit. Well, later on in that summer, they worked a gimmick. They were working in kind of an in-house gimmick with Primetime where Monsoon and Heenan have a falling out. Mm-hmm. And, part of it is Heenan saying, "I quit." The other part is Monsoon kicking him out, saying, "I don't want you here." And they all think back and forth. Uh-huh. And so that next week, we get introduced to the Bobby Heenan Show. And it was like, Primetime was like a 2-hour gig, but for these like 6 weeks, and I was listening to this on that Bruce Pritchard podcast that I whore out all the time. Uh-huh. They were talking about this in that they just wanted to do it as, just kind of something funny, something because Heenan's popularity with the comedy was getting to where he was like he's standalone. Uh-huh. And so they go ahead and start doing it. And the minute the show started tracking, like the first couple episodes, people were like, "What the fuck is this? What are you guys doing?" Mm-hmm. By the 4th or 5th episode, people were tracking, and this was some funny shit. By the 6th episode, USA found out what was going on and said, "No, we can't. You're contracted for wrestling, not this."
Yeah.
So McMahon had to tell them, "Drop it."
Yeah.
Just as it was picking up ratings. And a little peek behind the curtain, kids. When you hear the Reddit fun with Jason music,
mm-hmm.
the little da 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 da. That's the Bobby Heenan Show thing.
Yeah,
is what I'm using there. So yes, just so you kids know, for 2 years, you know, I have always been a fan of Bobby Heenan, and that's my little tribute to him, and it has been even before he died. It's like that little meme that's going out nowadays. Just so you know, I love Tim Curry before he's dead. Same thing. I loved Bobby Heenan before he died.
Yeah.
But oh god, there was some great moments on that Bobby Heenan show too. Like, you know, he had Lord Alfred Hayes as a presenter, and then they brought in this fucking doofus Jameson. He was kind of like this nerdy little fucking sneezing, dripping, drooling, but he was kind of like the Ed McMahon's, you know, side man thing, and it worked. It sounds, but if you go back YouTube at the Bobby Heenan show and just watch
Bobby
these,
Heenan show. Okay, and
so he would have these presenters, but because it's Bobby Heenan, you're not going to have the beautiful, well-chested and narrow. No, these were the oinkettes.
I have seen the oinkettes.
These were the Rosati sisters, based out of, I think, Uniondale, New York, or something like that. These were the Rosati sisters. And they would come out, and here again, this is the beauty of the time. There was no such thing as political correctness.
No.
Big, huge, big women coming out in these one-piece bathing suits, and it's like, oh, I smell bacon. Oh no, that's just the heat of the stage lamps. Yeah, no, that's not what that is. Look at that. Look at that sweat running down the back of her neck. Ooh, those are cankles right there. The whole 9 yards. But just totally ripping on these ones. But from what I had heard here again through the Bruce Pritchard show, all these fat jokes, they were the ones that were coming up with it.
Oh yeah.
So it wasn't like he was insulting and hurting their feelings. They were the ones coming up with this shit. Yeah, totally. So they got it. But you know, they and the guests, they tried to pass it off as a shoot. I don't know how much was really shoot and work. But like you had a porn chick on there, old Heather Hunter.
Mm-hmm.
Really, good looking black gal. But whether Heenan knew it or not, it was the whole thing when he found out what it was. There was the rib there. There was a fucking 80-year-old stripper that ended up being on the show. There was, the worst, horrible possible guest you could possibly find. And that was what was bringing the funny.
Yeah.
Was his reaction to it, and, telling people, hey, don't be, any change you find in those seat cushions, those are mine. That type of shit. But, as a manager, as a wrestling manager goes, he could draw so much fucking heat. Personally, my favorite would probably be either when he was managing Bockwinkel in the 70s, because I would watch some of that old stuff and it was just, genius things you'd do there. But I think my personal favorite would be when he was managing Kurt Hennig, Mr. Perfect, the Intercontinental Champion.
Oh, yeah.
It was just magic. Just magic.
Yeah. I remember him, because didn't he manage $1 Million Man too for a short stint? Maybe, or
no. They would kind of run some programs together here and there. Like, oh fuck, what was it like in '88? I think it was the whole storyline on it was the $1 Million Man, Ted DiBiase, bought Andre's contract from Heenan, because Heenan was managing him like WrestleMania 3.
Yeah.
The big thing there. And then after WrestleMania 3, DiBiase bought the contract, Andre's contract from Heenan, and so they were running together. That's why they had like that tag team, the Mega Powers versus the Mega Bucks at SummerSlam of '88. Yeah. And I think Heenan was in on that too. So there was always back and forthing together. They may show up on the Brother Love show together a time or two.
Yeah.
But no, with the Heenan family, you'd sit there and you look at the guys that he managed throughout. Just not even in WWF, but throughout his career. Fucking, world champion Nick Bockwinkel, Andre the Giant, Kurt Hennig, Mr. Perfect, ravishing Rick Rude, the Brain Busters.
He fucking managed tons of people.
Yeah. Arn Anderson and Tully Blanchard, arguably, I'd say one of the top 5 greatest tag teams of all time. The Islanders, and when they split off, it was Haku, Harley Race. The multi-time world champion Harley Race, but in the WWF, he was kind of on the downhill slide there. And I think Ric Flair for, a short cup of coffee when he realized he couldn't hang with Flair anymore. He was a little too old for that much drinking anymore. That was when Perfect became his executive consultant. He was like, no, my ass is staying here sober. My liver can't handle this shit no more.
Oh, shit.
And then I felt bad when he ended up getting let go and he went to WCW. They kind of cut his nuts off there.
Yeah.
He didn't have the ability to be as funny because nobody would work with him like Monsoon. He could bounce off of Monsoon and bounce off of McMahon and things working there. It was just so dry and stilted. It was like his shit was forced and he couldn't get over it. I just kind of felt bad.
Yeah.
You know, the only real memorable thing there was when fucking he had just had neck surgery, and Brian Pillman, and he didn't know what to expect. He didn't know whether or not he could trust Pillman because he was kind of doing that loose cannon angle at the time. And he comes around and he grabs Heenan to shield himself from him, and right there live on TV, what the fuck are you doing? That's really the only WCW Heenan moment.
It's a classic, though.
Well, but yeah. So anywho, it's one of those deals, and this is kind of the sad thing that I kind of wish Andy would have been here for this.
Oh yeah, he would have had some.
He would have had plenty of shit. And he was excited. He wanted to do it.
Yeah.
He wanted to be here, but here again, shit happens. I don't blame him. It's Sunday morning.
Right.
But anyways, Brain, Weasel, Bobby, whatever we wanted, whatever you kids out there choose to call him. Safe home, Mr. Heenan. God bless you, and thank you for the years and years and decades of entertainment. God bless you.
You will be missed.
Mm-hmm. So, we got a friend of ours. Mm-hmm. and here, like, within the past couple days, we've... what's the best way I can say this? I didn't know how much of a fucking fecophiliac he is.
Right.
We're talking about... I'm not going to name names, but if I say,
Goddamn fucking fish.
I think
everybody knows.
Friends of the show will know what we're fucking talking about. So, he sends us, and here again is why I really wanted Andy to be here so we could show him the video that our boy sent to us.
I don't want to show that to anybody.
Thankfully, it's a podcast, so we don't have to show it. All I can say is, usually... like at least Two Girls, One Cup, you had 8 seconds of a build-up before you got to that. You're going, oh my God. No, this one, it's pretty much instantaneous.
Yeah.
As a fecophilia, like I said, fecophilia, I mean, it involves poop.
Yeah. Disgusting.
Some poor guy getting shit-faced.
Literally.
And not in that pleasant, I'm going to go drinking kind of a way. All I could do, I see the thing. I didn't send him a message back. And he told me about all the messages he got later. And he's last night I was sitting there. He's like, yeah, I got this. And he starts playing. He's like, oh my God, it's got sound.
Holy shit, goddamn motherfucker, it's got sound. Fucking fish bag noob. Look at that. Did you see this? Oh my God, this fight.
I'm like, dude, I don't give a shit if it's got sound. I really don't care. But as we were polling Wednesday, he's like, I says, yeah, so about that video, because I wanted to know if it was legit or whether someone had hacked him. He's like, yeah. And he says, you didn't say nothing about it. I says, no, I tell you, I could look you dead in the eye, look you in the face and say, you sick fuck. And you know what he said immediately when I had fucking called him out on it?
What?
Oh, my daughter's the one that sent it to me.
So, fecophilia runs in the family.
Yeah, I see what you did there. Now, I bring this up for the very simple reason that, and his fecophilia running wild, because he brought up another interesting little story that's going on here in the news this past week.
Oh, yeah?
Have you heard about this in Colorado Springs?
I think I have.
The Mad Pooper is what they're calling this gal. Yeah, so according to and the various sources and all this type of stuff is running around. Basically what it amounts to is some gal who's running around jogging around the suburbs of Colorado Springs. The main one, I guess, is she's pooping in front of a yard of the Bud or the Buddy family, Budde.
Mm-hmm.
The kids have caught her in the act. The housefrau, the main gal, the queen of the castle, Buddy, Buddy, whatever, Bud. She's actually come out and confronted her and like, dude, lady, you're pooping in front of a yard. My kids can see you. Sorry, wipes and fucking runs off.
Thanks for shitting where my kids play.
Bring a fucking baggie.
Oh fuck!
I mean, as they sit there, they talk about, she'll run by, shit on this lady's lawn, and it's not like it's accident. It's not like like the fucking granola that she ate in the morning is catching up to her, and she's got nowhere to fucking go.
Yeah.
Because according to the reports here, there's a park that's like a block away that's got porta potties.
Yeah.
There's a gas station like right around the corner she could be going to. There's all these various things. No, she wants to shit in this girl's yard. And it's pre-planned. How do we know it's pre-planned? She fucking brings napkins.
Right.
When they don't catch her, they see the piles of poop and the used napkins.
People are so
What the fuck world are we living in?
Well, it is Colorado. Maybe she's super high.
Oh, boy. Jesus.
If she's super high, she's probably not jogging, so this lady's just...
Oh, no, there's plenty of potheads that jog. They just jog slowly. It's more of a meander. They think they're running the fucking, they think they're running the Boston Marathon, but they just look like one of them power walkers in the mall that you see so often.
You done fucked up, ain't Ron?
Oh, where does it say it in here? I'm trying to find it. Family kept finding the runner's poop, but he said the dirty paper napkin she leaves behind. The apparently remorseless runner has pooped on the sidewalk in front of the Buddy's home for at least once a week for the past 7 weeks.
Jesus Christ.
Once, the Mrs. Buddy was able to take a picture which showed a brunette woman running in a gray tank top and shorts. The fact calls him the mad pooper. Buddy has caught the woman mid-act 3 times. She has posted flyers addressed to the female jogger that continuously uses our walkway as her toilet, asking her to stop. But apparently she's not. That's it. But from what I'm reading on here, the buddies aren't the only victims.
No.
That's why she's the mad pooper.
The mad pooper.
Because she's going everywhere, leaving her little nuggets of affection or what the fuck everyone call them. Called the police. Lieutenant Howard Black said that in 35 years, the Colorado Springs Police Department has never seen anything quite like the mad pooper. This has been comical, but I also don't want to be flip about it, Black told the Washington Post. If it's a mental health issue, she'll need to be held accountable, but we would want to get her the right amount of help. I'm thinking just correct the diet.
Yeah.
At least she's eating healthy. Plenty of fiber.
Have me a big old bowl of colon blow. And then I go for an 8-mile jog. See how far I can make it before I...
Yeah, Buddy's sidewalk isn't the only one, the only area being targeted. Neighbors, Buddy said, have told her they have also seen the woman pooping in backyards and at a local Walgreens. I put on a sign on the wall that says, "Please, I'm begging you, please stop." She ran by it like 15 times yesterday, and she still pooped on my yard.
Oh, disgusting.
You'd think that, okay, so you fucking call the cops, right? Mm-hmm. You got a woman, you got the mad pooper who's coming in, shitting on your house 3 times a week, 7 weeks. Mm-hmm. You would think you would know the fucking routine by now that you could call the cops and say, these are the times that she's fucking here.
Yeah. Unless she's, people work. She's doing it during the day when no one...
No, because the woman says, I've caught her 3 times.
Oh, yeah. It's true. Yeah. Yeah, they need to have a stakeout.
Well, apparently there already
Set
is
up
a
a sting. Leave a little
Apparently
roll of toilet paper sitting right there. She'll jog by. Ooh, look at this luxury item I got.
Apparently there already is a stakeout. It's just pre-chewed and digested.
Oh, so gross.
See, if it was me, I'd personalize it a little bit more. You know, the mad pooper. I mean, that's all nice, but let's fucking let's give a name to it. Like I'll call it like defecate.
Defecate.
And that's how slow of a news week it is, kids. Oh, and yesterday was Batman Day. Happy Batman Day to you.
Oh, I didn't even know.
Yeah, well, I found out about it a little bit late, so then I posted on a friend's timeline.
Nice.
It was the old meme, the Batman slapping Robin picture, and Robin saying, "Happy Batman Day!" and every day is Batman Day.
Every day is Batman Day.
So I wished her a happy Batman Day, and
Nice. Danielle?
oh yeah,
Nice.
yeah, good friend of the show.
Oh, yeah. Good times.
I was trying to find something that would be there, but I was like, Batman's like, you can never lose with Batman slapping Robin.
No, you really can't.
But apparently everyone's wanting to go with Harley Quinn Day because this is her 25th anniversary.
Harley Quinn?
Yeah,
Really?
well, because she first appeared on the Batman the Animated Series was when she first made her rounds.
Yeah,
and so this would be like the 25th year.
Jesus, 25 years. It's crazy.
I know. Well, when me and Andy were talking about it last week, it makes me fucking feel old. Not in the fact that it's the 25th, but in the fact that I realized that I was 16 when that show came out.
Yeah.
And I just look at 25 years of pissing my life away. Damn you, alcohol and floozies!
But I had a good time.
Oh, I'm not gonna say I didn't. I just have to look. It's one of those cost reward benefit type things. What did I really get out of it besides
Right.
Besides memories,
Beat up liver.
besides a destroyed liver and herpes, what have I gotten out of the deal? No, kids. I'm kidding. My liver's fine. So, well, all right. Well, aside from that, let's go ahead. We'll take our third break. Or did you have something you wish to bring up? I was going to talk about the Punisher trailer, but you haven't really watched any of the Netflix stuff.
I haven't.
I'll speak on that real quick here. Just because it's coming out, and really it was kind of really a highlight of that Daredevil season 2 was the Punisher. But I still, and it's not to say I'm not gonna shit on the guy that plays the Punisher now because I thought he did a great job doing it. But I think just visually, comic book wise, I'd still go with the dude that played the Punisher in Punisher Warzone. Not Thomas Jane. I think his last name was Stevenson. I think. But he just fucking looked the part. I wish they could have they would have recast him for it.
Yeah.
But it be what it be. The trailer looks badass. Looks like it's going to be a lot of guns and a lot of headshots. As we were talking about it, friend of the show, our defecation enthusiast, our fecophiliac enthusiast.
Goddamn, they're saying that's gonna be a motherfucker. Holy shit, people's heads gonna be blown off. It's gonna be fucking crazy. I can't wait to see. How are they gonna do that?
And honestly, I had to give him the honest opinion on it. It's like, well, it's there's a lot of shit they've been able to get away with on these Netflix shows that they're not doing in the movies. Like, any show that has the Luke Cage character in it, he's fucking something at least once during that season. The guy is getting more butts than a fucking ashtray. And of course, he's like,
Well, that's because he's a fucking actor. He don't real life. He ain't getting the bus.
I'm like, no, probably in real life, he's probably he's probably slaying puss.
Slaying it.
Left and right,
Oh, yeah.
But, like I said, there's just a lot more. And like I said, it's not fucking graphic. It's not like they got titties flopping around or anything like that. But it's just, it's more likely to be an FX. Like say the Marvel movies are on Fox. These shows are on FX.
Yeah. I got you.
You see where I'm kind of flipping the switch on this here. And so I don't know how fucking, graphic the blood and the headshots are going to be. I think it'll still probably be within reason, but I think it's going to be pretty fucking intense.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I'd have to look to see specifically when it's coming out, but I think it's going to be here within the next couple months. If I have a little more on that, I may, let you all know here in a couple weeks. Because once again, kids, don't forget, no show next week.
Yeah.
At least this time I can give you the heads up. As opposed to, where the fuck are you guys? Well, now you know this week, we know well ahead of time there will not be a show next week.
Gonna keep you in suspense.
Goddamn right. All right, well, let's go ahead. We'll take our final break. We will come back with the return of horrible moments in Marty history.
Yes.
Squad M Show. Stay tuned.
In a city where corruption rules the streets, only one man can stop the serial killer known as the Blood Bandit. James Kurt, a former police officer turned private investigator, must race against the clock to stop the madman before he achieves his ultimate diabolical goal. When JK's brother Alex is thought killed in the line of duty and mysteriously returns with no memory of his past life, the stakes are raised even higher. Enigma, the comic book series from Quad M Productions, written and illustrated by TJ Damon, with colors and effects by Jason Vickers. Enigma. Order your copy at quadmproductions.com today.
Hello and welcome to TJ's Bowling Scores for the week. I'm Connie Leemgus. This week Dipshit rolled a 128, a 132, and a 150 for a 410 series. Way to go, moron. It looks like mediocrity certainly fits you like a glove. A horribly trashed glove that's been stepped on, left out in the rain, pissed on by stray dogs, and used as ass wipe by the mad pooper. I mean, seriously, 1 million sperm and you were the fastest. I swear you are the only motherfucker I know that uses both sides of the toilet paper. Well, as fun as this is, I have to save something for later when this lazy turd burglar comes back from his week off. So until next time, I'm Connie Leemgus, fuck you and good night.
You're listening to the Quad M Show. Segment 3.
Welcome back to the third and final segment of this here Quad M Show. Again, we are your hosts. I am TJ.
And I'm Marty.
Boy, oh boy, really great work, bitches.
And this segment is brought to you in part by DeeplyDapper.com. Now, you've heard us go on and on and on about all of the sweet merchandise you can pick up over at DeeplyDapper.com. Original art prints and books, vinyl wrapped metal flasks, custom key hangers, and light switch blades, as well as those handmade soaps, all based on your favorite Nerd World properties. But there's so much more, Marty.
So much more.
So much more. Let me tell you all about it. Get on over there. Go check out the sweet little podcasts they got going on over there. The 3D Podcasket, as well as Robot Kraken. One I think is kind of a monthly, the other is a bi-weekly deal. But hey, you want your nerd fix, you want your life on the road cons, you want to hear about horror and all that type of stuff. These are your guys. Go check them out. They're friends of the show. I wholeheartedly support them.
Yep, they put out good shit.
The Quad M Seal O approval is what they get. So once you're done listening to us, give them a listen. Head on over there. Ain't no excuses. Do it.
Yeet.
Get out there today. DeeplyDapper.com. Again, DeeplyDapper.com. Better living through tentacles.
You'll not be disappointed.
God bless. And but one thing, they don't have near as many talk about poop as we do.
No. I'm sure not many shows do.
Y'all are obsessed with poop. Sometimes.
Yeah.
We haven't had really good poop talk in quite a while.
No.
I remember one of our iTunes reviews, rate, review, and all that type of stuff. Which, of course, all you folks need to go out and do. Subscribe if you're subscribing on iTunes. Rate, review, the 5-star rating, and give us a review. All that stuff is important. Please do so today.
Yeah.
At iTunes, Stitcher, wherever it is you're getting it. Rate and review. It is so important. But yeah, no, one of them was like, I don't know what kind of a best of show actually sits there and has poop as one of its main topics. But somehow, week in and week out, that fucking Reno show continues to be one of the top 3.
Yeah.
Somebody keeps going back to listen to my story of the road trip to Reno. Maybe it might be spoken of again, when we get to that 100th episode and we all talk about... Think about your... as you take the time, think about your favorite Quad M memory.
Yeah.
Whether it be from a show you've listened to or a show you've participated in.
Oh, yeah.
Because I think I'll do that. Have all the folks that have had their little hands involved.
Mm-hmm.
What was your moment? And I can throw out some best of BS in
go.
amongst. Because that 100, it's only 10 episodes away.
Yeah.
And that 100th episode,
close.
real close. And it probably is not going to be your standard formatted, funny show. May still have the FGS because we have to have one in there. It kind of has to be in there.
Yeah.
But beyond that, I think it'll pretty much just be a shoot from the hip free for all.
It's going to be a good time.
Which it can go well or it can go poorly. I don't know.
It'll be wonderful. It'll be podcast fucking genius.
It'll be gold. It'll be fucking magic. But speaking of things that go poorly, let's talk a little horrible moment in Marty history, shall we?
Yeah, let's do it.
And now it's time for horrible moments in Marty history.
What, good sir, do you have on the horrible moment docket this week?
So, this happened back in '88.
Oh,
like the early summer. Yeah, I was just a wee young buck.
Wee little Marty running around.
Yeah, I was about 8 years old. I have 2 older sisters, and the oldest is 10 years older than me, and the other is 5 years older than me. So I'm the baby. Mm-hmm. And I'm not going to say that I was annoying little brother, but I'm sure I was pretty fucking annoying.
I'm not going to say it.
I'm not going to say it, but I totally was. I'll admit it. So being the annoying little brother that I was, always just kind of, and just having older siblings, you want to do what they're doing. You want to hang out with them.
Sure. Impressionable youth that you are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm 8 and my middle sister's 13 or something. And yeah, I'm sure I was just pissing her off to no avail and just making her life miserable.
As a quick aside, there seems to be quite a good separation in the ages there. Mm-hmm. Were you all accidents?
No. Well,
were you all a case of whoopsies?
I think my oldest sister, I think she was a whoopsie. and then my mom and dad wanted to do the honorable thing and get married, and then it was all downhill from there.
The honorable thing.
I guess. I don't know. Just what I'm assuming. So anyway, it's the early summer. We're stuck at home. Parents are at work. Just pissing my sister off. I can't quite remember what I was doing to her or something. But my middle sister just used to beat the ever-loving shit out of me, like probably on a daily basis. And so
the oldest?
No, the middle one. The oldest one, she was, damn near out of high school by the time that I was.
Yeah. What did you say? There was like a 10-year age difference there. So it'd kind of be like, I would think an 8, it wouldn't give 2 shits.
Yeah.
Whereas the middle one is.
The middle one, she's stuck with me.
With
sorry, Greta. You're stuck with me. But anyway, she's beat me up and everything. And it's, it's early summer. And I don't know how it happened. I'm sure I was probably in my underwear just hanging out, picking on her and stuff. And this was
just in my underwear.
I used to hang out a lot in my underwear when I was little. It's kind of just what I did. But anyway, this is when we lived down in Boulder, and our house in Boulder was the very last house on the right before you cross the river, like if you're going to Whitehall. I don't know if you know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Boulder layout, right across the street from the high school football field.
Okay.
And everything.
Okay.
And yeah, so and it's a 2-story house. And whatever reason, something happened, but she got so mad at me that she ended up hanging me outside of the window by my ankles with no clothes on. Like she ripped off my underwear, hung me outside to let the passerbys on the highway check out little Marty junk.
Fucking bullshit!
Let the boys catch a breeze. Let the passerbys catch a view.
God, I wish I could remember what this fight was about, but yeah, it was definitely a horrible moment in Marty history. She used to just beat the brakes off me too. But yeah, that was totally mortified. So if you're ever driving in the Boulder,
well, let's hold on. We're not done with this story yet.
I didn't think we would.
So she's got you hanging out, literally. You're just all out there for the world to see.
Yeah.
Now, was she hanging you off the second story?
Oh yeah.
Holy shit. Okay.
Yeah.
How? I'm kind of seeing how this is going to occur. How were you brought back in?
She pulled me back in. I was a really little kid. I was skinny. I mean, much skinnier than I am now. And
I was gonna say
she was like a stocky girl. She was a girl you didn't want to fuck with because she would beat the brakes off you.
What was Greta is her name?
Greta.
Greta. Come here, Marty. Come here, Marty. I got something for you. Grr.
She's the jockey, the one that is the horse racer.
Wait, if she's this big monster, how is she a jock if she's a stocky?
Well, she's strong. She's just super strong.
But
she was short.
But she's still like jockey short.
Jockey short.
She's like a powder keg.
Strong. Yeah. And she was thicker back then. Then she got real small for doing the jockey thing. But yeah, she was strong. She beat up tons of boys that were her own age and shit. Like dandelion fights, she'd fucking wrestle them down and fucking rub dandelions on their face, turn their faces yellow. I remember that fight that she did. That was pretty awesome.
Are you saying she was the milkmaid steal and bully of Boulder?
She was fucking badass. People didn't want to fuck with her.
You gotta pay the toll to get through.
Right.
Screw you guys. I have to deal with this shit every day.
Right. I think that was part of the reason why I became a good wrestler is because she
because she toughened you up.
She toughened me up, definitely. Yeah, I didn't need older brothers with her around. She didn't care. There's another time.
I better stop. She'll probably listen to the show and then she's going to end up kicking my ass.
There was another time where we were sitting down in the basement watching TV, and I was sitting in front of her on the floor. She was on the couch, and we had a coffee table right there, and I was fucking doing something annoying her, and she fucking looks at me and kicks me right in the face, and then my head bounces off the coffee table, the back of the head. Oh, God. It's one of those things, too, you go and complain to your parents, and they're just like, quit being a little asshole to her, and she won't fucking beat you up every day. How many times do you need to get beat up to realize this?
Well, I think that's probably because your sister was whooping up on them, too. Honey, I don't know what we can do for you. Just don't annoy her.
Just don't annoy her.
Do what we do. Stay in another room and when she comes in.
Yeah, she was a wild child. My dad had to fucking nail the window down. He nailed a board down so she couldn't sneak out of the house. And she was definitely the black sheep of the family. Just fucking
How's the relationship with her nowadays?
Oh, it's awesome. Now that we're older, it's so great.
Remember that time I kicked your ass?
She feels bad a lot now for all the fucking things she did. She's like, I do kind of feel bad. But fuck, you are annoying. It's like, yeah, I'm sorry.
Marty, I'm sorry that I kicked your ass so much as kids, but goddamn, that was funny. One time I hung you out when you were fucking, and your little Marty wieners all flapping in the wind. Remember that? That was good shit.
Yeah, I do remember that kind of things.
Now, is she the one in California?
No, she's in Kentucky.
Oh, Kentucky.
Louisville.
Well, I guess if you're going to be a jockey,
It's a good place to be.
That's the place you want to go.
Yeah. And the other sister actually moved from California. She's in North Carolina now.
Holy cow.
All the way across the fucking country, yeah. It's nuts.
Kuntzweiler's all over everywhere. Are your folks still in Boulder, or whereabouts are they?
No, my dad's here in Helena. My mom's in Clancy.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah. So, yeah. But yeah, that was my horrible moment, getting hung outside of the second story window, buck naked, for the entire town of Boulder to drive by and see me.
I think
she was laughing so hard.
I think we're gonna need. I'm gonna put in a request. We're gonna need more moments with Greta.
I'm sure there's some. I'll text her and ask her if she has any memories of just beating the fuck out of me. I'm sure she does.
Remember that time I shit on your 10th birthday cake? I made you eat poop cake, Marty.
You idiot. Yeah. It was good times.
I'm so sorry. It's not funny, but it is.
It is.
I made you eat poop cake, you little fucktard.
It's like the older sister in the fucking
South Park.
Yeah.
Little turds. Little turds.
Next week on Awesome Moments in Greta History. The time I told Marty, quit hitting yourself, little fuck.
Oh, God. She used to do that, too. Or writing letters to Grandma.
Yes, the typewriter.
God. That was
tap, sping.
Put the paper in. Both ears just red.
Oh yeah. See, that's the problem when you're one of the younger cousins.
Yeah.
Like me, like I said, pretty much I'm an only child.
Yeah.
So I was like the younger and that's it was nonstop.
Yeah.
There's a reason why I am who I am, and the typewriter has a lot to do with that.
That's what punishment should be for kids these days. It's the typewriter.
Well, that's
what the clown mask guy should have done.
Here's how discipline should work in the home. The parents have the full right, and I think this should be if you want to play the role of compromise. Mm-hmm. Here's my way to compromise. The parents have the full on right and ability to discipline the child accordingly. Mm-hmm. Okay. Mm-hmm. I'm not a fan of abuse.
No.
But I do believe that spanking does have its place when warranted.
Oh, I believe it.
Again, not because shit. Let's be honest. You spank a 2-year-old. Do you think they're actually feeling anything through that fucking diaper?
No.
Okay. And like I said, you spank not just open hand slap on the ass, right? Yep. Not a belt, not a spoon. Even though we've all gotten, our age. We all got the belt. We all got the spoon. Yeah. And you knew the spoon was over with when they broke the spoon over your ass. They knew they had to get into stronger implements of destruction.
Right.
Okay, but that's not the point, okay? There is a difference between discipline and abuse. Yeah. And I'm okay with, the open hand across the butt.
Oh, yeah.
Okay? Slap in the face, unless you're really talking back, like really sassing and just, you need to get adjusted.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but I think the parents have that, but then it is up to the elder siblings to handle the shit. Lord of the Flies style.
Lord of the Flies, yeah.
Lord of the Flies style with the little ones. Because like I said, the typewriter,
mm-hmm.
Quit hitting yourself.
Indian burns.
Oh, good Lord. Indian burns. I was actually tied and thrown into a closet once. 2 cousins tried locking me out of the door way back. We used to have like the old screen doors. Uh-huh. Yeah, my mom came home what the hell happened to the screen door? Because it was all kicked and dented in. Fucking those two, I don't know. I says, I'll tell you what happened.
I know.
I got locked out. They wouldn't let me back in. I started kicking shit.
Did you get in trouble?
Well, no. Because it wouldn't have happened if they wouldn't have locked me out. All of it could have been avoided if they weren't being assholes. So that was the thing I learned very quick how to duck and dodge, because okay, you want to do this shit? Fine. You go ahead do this. I will do all of the sneaky underhanded shit to fix your wagon. Prime example. Out here in this cul-de-sac, got this big, huge open park. I think what's the PC term? It's green space. Yeah. That's what they like to call it now, green space.
Yeah.
It's a fucking park. Quit. So anyways, we were kids. I think I was probably maybe about 4 or 5 years old. My folks were still married at the time. My dad was in the driveway washing the car, doing the thing, and you had me and my cousin and her friend playing keep away. Right? They had the frisbee and they were throwing it over our heads. I'm like, they're fucking with me again. We're supposed to play catch. You're fucking with me. And there was about 5 or 6 of the neighborhood kids kind of sitting along the side, kind of like, and all that type of shit, right? Well, my cousin was wearing, the old tube top that was so it back in the early 80s. Had the tube top going on. Yeah. And finally, I fucking had enough. So when her friend threw the frisbee high enough to where I couldn't get it, but she could reach it. The minute her hands went up to grab that frisbee, that tube top fucking came down. So here you got 13-year-old cousin. The itty-bitty-titty committee is, looking covered up. Oh, the neighborhood kids, they're pissing themselves over this. She's running into the fucking yard. Going, Uncle Tom! Oh, my God, Uncle Tom! Oh, my God. So then, of course, there's the old man. Oh, Jesus Christ. God damn it. Get the hell over here. Jesus Christ. I think he had to perform a much angrier type thing to avoid the laughing that that shit was going on internally, and I do not remember that there was no like physical thing, but it was like, yo, get in your room,
right? You know what you did.
Get in there, get. So like I said, there were the sneaky underhanded things that I would do to get even for that.
Nice,
Because I knew physically there was no way I was going to be able to do anything physically.
Yeah.
Because I was fucking 5 years old. They're 13, 14.
Yeah.
Here again, I had to be Bobby Heenan.
Just gotta use your brains.
Heenan isn't gonna fucking overpower Hulk Hogan, but you gotta use the smarts.
Right? Embarrass the fuck out of him. Sure will.
Oh, all right. Well, as we begin to wrap shit up here, good sir, do you have anything for picks of the week this week? Me neither, because it's just been a week of fucking work and destruction,
right,
and all that.
I will say though, the Broadwater. The new soak spa and whatever grill.
Yeah.
Their food is amazing. Like, you should check it out.
Like, they serve food there?
They serve food.
Are we talking the one like heading out?
Yeah.
Like if you're taking Highway 12 to
it's
Missoula?
It's a restaurant now.
Really?
Restaurant, and then they have the big pool that you can sit in.
It's not a fitness facility anymore?
Oh no, they still have the fitness stuff.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, no, they have a restaurant there, and seriously, the food is fucking amazing.
Really?
Like, I've tried
reasonably priced
every different thing. It's reasonable, like a burger's $10 or something, and they have little pizzas that are like $12 or something. But I mean, it's not.
It's higher up, but it's
higher
not
up,
outrageous.
but it's not outrageous. Yeah, okay. It's seriously. I've tried damn near everything on the menu, and everything I've had has been delicious.
Oh.
And they serve beer and wine too. So.
Okay.
And you can sit in the hot tub.
So have yourself a workout, go fucking pig out, and then, sit in the fucking hot spring and just,
get drunk.
Yeah. That works.
Yeah. It's good times. It really is. So I will give a shout out to them. Because I like the restaurant.
There you go.
Good
There you
food.
go. All right, well, that will wrap it up for this week's episode of the Quad M Show. Again, as a reminder, kids, if you're subscribing on iTunes, if you're not subscribing on iTunes, why the fuck aren't you? Go subscribe now, whether it be iTunes or any Android app catcher type thing. But make sure that when you do subscribe, leave us a rating, leave us a review. Those things are so, so important. Also, don't forget, like us on Facebook over at, just go Quad M Comics. Within Facebook, you'll get to us there. And make sure, hey, when the show posts, like and share. It's so important to do that. A lot of our friends are. That's how we get that word out. Grassroots campaign. That's how shit gets done. Yeah. Follow us on Twitter. Also at Quad M Comics. So until next time, don't forget again, there will not be a show next week. Until next time, this is TJ.
And I'm Marty.
And we'll see you all later, gang. Take care.
Stay beat.
You've been listening to the Quad M Show. Copyright 2017, Quad M Productions. If you have any comments, questions, queries, quibbles, or concerns, email us at quadmcomics@gmail.com or find us on Twitter at quadmcomics.
This
Yes.
early morning Sunday recordings for the dogs. Goddamn it. For the birds.
I was like, fuck, man. How much traffic we're going to hear on a day like today. That's what we record at night.
Yeah.
Fucking people usually aren't fucking flying down the road.
Because, you know, those fucking teenagers in their trucks at fucking 10 o'clock at night. Whereas now you're just going to have the little fucking... from the little churchgoers in their station wagons.
Right. Minivans.
We don't have our engines. We're Presbyterians. But let's just turn this into an NPR thing. Welcome to the Sunday Brunch Chat. We're your hosts. I'm TJ.
And I'm Marty.
And there goes our first Presbyterian down the road. I'm driving for Jesus.
Get ready for the rapture. It's coming. Y'all better be right with Jesus. It's a coming. It's a coming. He gonna take you. He gonna take you.
And the Lord saith unto him, get your ass to church, because they's recording the Quad M Show today.
Let's fuck with those guys. Fuck you, God. Fuck you.
Have you heard the word? No. But you know who the FGS winner is this week? It doesn't stand for God's sake.
That's awesome.
Did I ever tell you? Did you ever hear the time that me and old Bronson pissed off one of them church folks real bad? This was, I think it was like our first or second year bowling. And we had already well established ourselves as the drinking team with the beer, with the drinking team with a bowling problem.
With the bowling problem,
yeah. So this would have been our second season, and there was a group who came in that were like a little church group. And there was one guy who printed off all these, I don't know if he got it from like bowl.com or whatever, but all these sheets on how to bowl proper. And, you know, this is the angle you want to get and all this type of stuff. And he's like, I got this mapped out. We's going to do pretty good using this. Between these instructions and the will of the good man upstairs, I think we's got us a chance. Yeah. But there was this one gal who had kind of this short, puffy poodle hair type of thing going on, you know, the real shortcut in the back and kind of the broccoli top type of deal going on. And she had this lanyard, and all across the lanyard, I heart Jesus. I heart Jesus. So, you know, I already knew. So I knew none of our shenanigans were really going to fly here. But, you know, me and Jamie being me and Jamie, you know, we'll sit there and, you know, cuss, and, you know, every other word out of our mouths is fuck. And of course, it's even worse when alcohol is applied liberally.
Oh, yeah.
And the only time you'll ever hear me and the term liberal used together is rampant alcoholism. What do we got here?
That's the Dennis Leary. That's the guy that looks like Andy.
Oh my
With
God.
curly hair.
Oh fuck yeah, he does.
Told you.
All right, I'm gonna have to get on the ball and do the fucking celebrity most resembles voting. Because I got you and like 5 people that you look like,
right?
And then we got between Andy, the guitar player dude there, and fucking
the Grudens.
No, he
just
sounds
like him.
He sounds like the Grudens. No, what the fuck is that actor? The Dewey Cox, the Step Brothers.
Oh yeah, what is that fucking dude?
God damn it, I can't remember his fucking name now, and it's.
I can't remember either.
But you know the one I'm
I
talking
do know
about.
who you're talking about.
The one
Yeah.
Doctor Doctor something Stephen Buell or something like that on the Adult Swim show.
John C. Reilly.
John C. Reilly, thank you. Yes. Yeah.
Dale Doback.
I think
Don't you touch my drums.
I think my 2 favorite characters of Riley's there would be the Dr. Stephen Brule on that fucking Adult Swim show. Like, what are we looking at? And it's like he's supposed to be like, one of them fucking PBS like scientist doctor, fucking Carl Sagan type deal, and he's just like this fucking moron that stares at the camera going, yeah. and then have you ever seen the movie Dewey Cox?
Yeah.
It's like supposed to be like the parody and satire of Walk the Line, the Johnny Cash.
Yeah.
It's like, don't start smoking that weed, Dewey. Don't do it. There's so much fucking schlong in that movie. I don't know how in the hell they got away with that. Because that was always like one of those things where the NC-17 rating would apply, or any of that. We can show chicks all the live long day, and thank God for that.
Right.
But schlong, oh boy. And that movie, schlong for days.
For days.
Don't start smoking that crack, Dewey. It's bad, Dewey. It's bad.
Fuck.
No, so anyways, back to the story and point.
Sorry.
No apologies needed. So, we're sitting there just, doing our thing and fuckity fuck, man. And an old broccoli hair comes up and says, I would really appreciate it if you would tone that language down. And I look at Jamie and I go, what the fuck is she talking about? Oh, fuck define. Oh, I'm sorry.
Fuck the oh goddamn, fucking bag, fucking fish, goddamn noob.
I don't know what the fuck you're...
I'm gonna give her the Cheeto.
I don't know what the fuck she's fucking talking about. We're watching our fucking language. We're not fucking bugging anybody. I don't fucking know.
Goddamn, I don't fucking know what the fuck.
Yeah. So I think they lasted maybe through the next quarter. They didn't finish the year. I think we kind of ran them off. Never to be seen again.
Well played. Bunch of fucking heathens. We're gonna go pray for them instead of actually going ball with them.
I think we're gonna switch over to the Saturday League.
Yeah, Saturday League.
There's a bunch of godless heathens sitting here just drinking and verbally fornicating on the weekdays.
We bowl for Jesus.
Sleep in giant lanes. A den of sin.
A den of sin. You don't even have a condom machine in the men's bathroom? You call yourself a bowling alley.
We ride bareback in these parts.